He sat back down, and the whole school clapped and cheered. Yes. Right, now, we have here the Hogwarts school song. Now, you must know how this is sung. You don't need a tune. It's your own tune. You put the tune to it. I'll give you an example. Listen. Hogwarts, Hogwarts, hoggy, hoggy, Hogwarts, teach us something, please, bump, bump. Whether we be old and bald or young with scabby knees, our heads can do with filling with some interesting... No, that's just me. Now, we'll do it in rhythm like this, but sing any tune you like. Do you understand? Sing the words. Everybody got it? Come on. And I tell you what, listen. If I look out and I see one adult not singing, we'll stop the song and that adult can come up here. Exactly. And do it on their own. Are we ready then? Okay, everybody's got to be singing. I want to bring this roof down. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hogwarts, Hogwarts, hoggy, woggy, Hogwarts. Keep us something, please. Whether we be old and young, no longer. It's hard to do the thing. Yes! Yes! Now here are a couple of scenes that I've chosen as they give a marvelous description of the types of lessons that the students have to attend. I'm going to introduce you to some of the most disgusting creatures completely unknown to us in our Muggle world. The first one is herbology. Professor Sprout was showing the class the ugliest plants Harry had ever seen. Indeed, they looked less like plants than thick black giant slugs protruding vertically out of the soil. Each was squirming slightly and had a number of large, shiny swellings upon it, which appeared to be full of liquid. Bulbotubers, Professor Sprout said. Then pointedly, they need squeezing. You will collect the pus. The what? Said Seamus Finnegan, sounding revolted. The pus! Finnegan, the pus, said Professor Sprout. And it's extremely valuable, so don't waste it. You will collect the pus, I say, in these bottles. Wear your dragon hide gloves. It can do funny things to the skin when undiluted. Bubotuber pus. Squeezing the bubotubers was disgusting, but oddly satisfying. As each swelling was popped, a large amount of thick yellowish-green liquid burst forth, which smelled strongly of petrol. They caught it in the bottles, as Professor Sprout had indicated, and by the end of the lesson, they had collected several pints. This'll keep Madame Pomfrey happy, said Professor Sprout, stoppering the last bottle with a cork. An excellent remedy for the more stubborn forms of acne. Bubotuber pus. Should stop students resorting to desperate measures to rid themselves of pimples. Like poor Eloise Midgen, said Hannah Abbott, a Hufflepuff, in a hushed voice. She tried to curse hers off. Silly girl, said Professor Sprout, shaking her head. But Madame Pomfrey fixed her nose back on in the end. Morning, Hagrid said, grinning at Harry, Ron, and Hermione. Been waiting for the Slytherins. They won't want to miss this. Blast-ended scroots. Hagrid... I'm sorry. Hagrid pointed down into the crates. Here! Squealed Lavender Brown, jumping backward. Here! Just about summed up the blast-ended scroots in Harry's opinion. They looked like deformed, shell-less lobsters, horribly pale and slimy looking, with legs sticking out in very odd places and no visible heads. There were about 100 of them in each crate, each about 6 inches long, crawling over one another, bumping blindly into the sides of the boxes. They were giving off very powerful smells of rotten fish. Every now and then, sparks would fly out the end of a scroot, and with a small... I'll do it again. And with a small... Can you do that? Try it after 3. 1, 2, 3. Could you use a hand action this time, like this? Watch, watch. Just a minute, wait. 1, 2, 3. Why don't we try it this way? Do a raspberry after 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, that's better. Only just hatched, said Hagrid proudly, so you'll be able to raise them yourselves. Thought we'd make a bit of a project of it. And why would we want to raise them? Said a cold voice. The Slytherins had arrived. The speaker was Draco Malfoy. Hagrid looked stumped at the question. I mean, what do they do? Asked Malfoy. What is the point of them? Hagrid opened his mouth, apparently thinking hard. There was a few seconds' pause, then he said roughly, well, that's the next lesson, Malfoy. You're just feeding them today. Now, you'll want to try on a few different things. I've never had them before. Not sure what they go for. I got ant eggs and frog livers and a bit of grass snake. Just try 'em out with a bit of each. First puss, and now this, muttered Seamus. Ouch! Yelled Dean Thomas after about 10 minutes. It got me. Its end exploded, said Dean angrily, showing Hagrid a burn on his hand. Ah, yeah, well, that can happen when they blast off, said Hagrid, nodding. Said Lavender Brown again. Hagrid, what's that pointy thing on it? Ah, well, some of them have got stings, said Hagrid enthusiastically. Lavender quickly withdrew her hand from the box. I reckon they're the males. The females have got sort of sucker things on their bellies. I think they might be to suck blood. Well, at least the scroots are small, said Ron as they made their way back up to the castle for lunch an hour later. They are now, said Hermione in an exasperated voice, but once Hagrid's found out what they eat, I expect they'll be 6 feet long. As a matter of fact, the best thing to do would be to stamp on the lot of them before they start attacking us. They sat down at the Gryffindor table and started attacking lamb chops and potatoes. Finish. Good. Right. Don't you dare insult my mother, Potter. Keep your fat mouth shut then, said Harry. Bang! Several people screamed. Harry felt something white-hot graze the side of his face. He plunged his hand into his robes for his wand, but before he'd even touched it, he heard a second loud bang and a roar that echoed through the entrance hall. Oh, no, you don't, laddie. Harry spun around. Professor Moody was limping down the marble staircase. His wand was out and it was pointing right at a pure white ferret, which was shivering on the stone-flagged floor exactly where Malfoy had been standing. There was a terrified silence in the entrance hall. Nobody but Moody was moving a muscle. Moody turned to look at Harry. At least his normal eye was looking at Harry. The other one was pointing into the back of his head. Did he get you? Moody growled. His voice was low.